The heart of kindness. She missed her interview to help an old man with a flat tire, never knowing he was a billionaire who would change her life forever. If you want more emotional stories like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? Let's get started. The heart of kindness. Morning sun was barely rising when Clara tightened the straps of her worn tool belt and stepped out of the small apartment she shared with her mother. At 30 years old, she had long since mastered the skills of a mechanic, fixing everything from motorcycles to farm trucks. Today was supposed to be her breakthrough, the long-awaited job interview that could change her future forever. She rehearsed her answers as she walked toward the bus station, heart steady with determination. The streets were quiet, and the cool breeze carried the faint smell of dust and fuel. Clara's mind drifted to her mother, who had worked as a maid for decades, always encouraging Clara to strive for something more. She was dressed neatly, hair tied back, ready to prove her worth to any employer bold enough to look past her rough, calloused hands. But fate had other plans, ones hidden just around the corner. As she turned onto the main road, she noticed an old sedan parked awkwardly at the side. A man in his mid-30s stood beside it, staring helplessly at a flat tire. His suit jacket hung over one shoulder, and his phone kept losing signal as he attempted to call for help. Clara slowed, debating the time. Her interview was less than 40 minutes away, but the man looked increasingly desperate, and leaving him stranded didn't sit right with her conscience. She approached him with calm steps and offered a gentle nod. He explained that he had a crucial meeting and the tire had blown out suddenly. Without hesitation, Clara knelt beside the wheel, her fingers already assessing the damage. The man watched her closely, surprised by her confidence and skill. She worked quickly, loosening the lug nuts and fitting the spare tire into place with practiced ease. Grease smeared her palms, but she didn't mind it. Helping someone in need mattered more. The man introduced himself simply as Henry, thanking her repeatedly for saving his morning. She smiled and waved it off, wiping her hands with an old cloth from her belt. She told him she had a job interview, though she knew by then she had already missed the bus. Henry's brows furrowed, his voice carrying genuine concern as he asked where the interview was. Clara shrugged, forcing a brave smile, even though the disappointment weighed heavily on her chest. Henry insisted on driving her to the company, promising he would get her there as fast as possible. Despite her reluctance, she agreed and climbed into the passenger seat, feeling her heartbeat rise with a mix of hope and anxiety. The city rolled by quickly as they sped through traffic, but her optimism faded when they arrived at the tall glass building only to learn the hiring board had already begun the evaluation without her. Clara thanked Henry quietly and stepped away, trying to hide her crushed expression. Henry watched her leave, troubled by the thought that her kindness had cost her an opportunity she clearly deserved. He returned to his car, his expression shifting from sympathy to contemplation. There was something admirable about her selflessness and skill, something that lingered in his mind long after she walked away. He drove back to his corporate headquarters with a newfound curiosity about the stranger he had met. Inside the towering office building, employees greeted Henry with respect, addressing him by the title few ever associated with his humble demeanor. He was known simply as Mr. Halden to the world, but behind closed doors, he was the billionaire owner of multiple companies, including one specializing in advanced automotive engineering. Throughout the day, Clara's face and dedication kept appearing in his thoughts, insisting he not forget her sacrifice. Meanwhile, Clara returned home defeated. Her mother listened quietly, gently brushing Clara's dusty hair away from her face. Despite her sadness, Clara continued repairing neighbors' vehicles, refusing to let bad luck sway her. She reminded herself that some opportunities simply weren't meant for her, but destiny had not moved on from her just yet. The following morning, a sleek black car stopped in front of Clara's apartment building. Clara stepped outside cautiously as Henry emerged, now dressed in a crisp suit that made him almost unrecognizable compared to the man stranded on the roadside. He smiled warmly and explained everything, revealing his true position and the importance of the meeting she had helped him reach. Clara stood frozen, overwhelmed, as Henry extended a formal job offer. Not just any job, but a specialized mechanic position within one of his most advanced automotive research divisions. He explained that anyone willing to sacrifice their own future to help a stranger deserved far more than an interview. Clara's eyes filled with tears as she accepted, unable to find words strong enough to express her gratitude. Henry assured her that her kindness had already told him more about her character than any resume ever could. The mother stepped outside, covering her mouth in disbelief as she watched her daughter's life change before her eyes. And Clara, still in her grease-stained overalls, realized that sometimes the greatest opportunities arrive only after you lose the ones you thought you needed most.